So we're going to look at population pyramids this week rather than do a map, but we'll get back to the maps next week. So I'm going to have you go to the website provided on the, let's just see, I'll just go back here. So when you log in at population.net, this is what you'll get. And so this is the World Population Pyramid, and this shows the percent of males at different age ranges as opposed to the percent of females at different age ranges. It shows, as you scroll down or just pull the mouse down over the pyramid, it shows you what percent of males and females at each age group. And you can see overall the world population pyramid in 2010. Let's see if they have 2015. So I'm going to choose that year. You can see that the base is not completely wide. So only 4% of the population is in this 0 to 4 age range. There are people, let's see, overall, about 1/10% of the population is in the age range of 90 to 94. In general, that's interesting. At 24 to 25, we have more males than females. 25 to 29. Yeah, we've got more males than females. That's, of course, naturally there are more males born than females. So I'm going to just scroll up here. So what this shows is probably, it's not a classic pyramid. Let's look at the world back in, I don't know if 1950 will do it. Yeah, so there you have a wider base, so that's showing a pretty high birth rate. Interesting, the kind of the top population age is in 80 to 84. If we go back to today, you can see we've increased that age range from 85 to 90. The base or the birth rate is decreasing. So overall, the world is probably, if you had to look at it as a whole, in a stage 3, so that the population, the rate is declining, the death rate is declining because we have people living to an older age. If we could go up to 2000. Wow. Let's just look at 2050. So here we've got a very narrow population pyramid. It looks more like a bullet. So the population is pretty stable. So I'm thinking a stage 4 population. We've increased the age range here at 0.3 or 0.5. There's a pretty good size of people working, supporting both this upper tier of older seniors and young people. And let's look at predicted population for 2100 or 2100. So what? Yeah. So this is beginning to be a problem because we've got a narrowing again of the birth rate and a really heavy population in the upper ages. We've increased people, like 2 or 3% of the population is expected to live to be 99 to 100. So what that means is this aspect of the working population needs to support children and a lot of elders. So let's look at, in general, let's look at West Africa in 1950. So this is kind of a classic stage 1 population where you have a very high birth rate. 8% of the population is in that early years. Very low elder population. So the death rate and the birth rate are balancing. The population in West Africa was probably fairly stable back in 1950. If we look at it in 2015, not much change overall. You do see, I can't read that, whether it's more women or men. At some point, women start to outlive men. Here we are, that's still pretty even. So, I wonder if it's around, yeah. Anyway, so we're looking at that kind of continuing a stage one, just generalized transition. But in 2000 and 2100, again, we're looking at West Africa as being a more stage 4 population, where it's kind of a little bit more stable, still have some high death rates. It's not completely up and down. Let's look at Western Europe. There you go. So this is an example in 2100 of probably a stage 5 population where we're declining, we're losing population. They are not at replacement. And so you have a very high number of people living in their senior years, declining workforce in order to support those people. So that's the kind of analysis that you're going to do this week on the United States, on Sudan, another country. I think I'm going to have you look at Italy, and then you're going to pick one from a list that I give you and just kind of generally review population pyramids and what they can tell you about the population, and then how that kind of infers what are the social needs of those people.